Thank you for joining me. My name is Rachel Hicks, and this is my Project 3 for EDTC 6342. This is a technology implementation plan. As you consider technology and implementing it into in this instance, public school setting, you need to look at things like planning your technology initiatives, determining your needs, selecting the solutions, implementing those needs, safeguarding your needs, maintaining and supporting your technology, as well as training on the technology and integrating the technology into a classroom. For purposes of this presentation, I'm going to focus in on career and technical education. In CTE classes at the high school level, our goal is often to prepare students for a global workforce. So hands-on activities, current technology are a critical part of a successful CTE program. So for this, I looked at augmented and virtual reality in a CTE setting. Students can have live reactive training in their pathway when they use something like AR or VR in the classroom. So imagine this for a moment, that you have a student who is studying healthcare, specifically something like patient care. They are able, in an augmented reality or a virtual reality setting, they are able to interact with a patient who is going to respond to stimuli, who is going to respond to questions, and they can do all of this without having to use other students for role play or to get volunteers to come in and role play. In something like a skilled trade as like welding, a student can practice the concept of spot welding without concerns of injury to themselves, injuries to somebody else, damage to a shop, or damage to expensive welding curriculum. So the opportunity here is that we can provide technology that is hands-on and immersive in CTE programs today to give them that real-world experience. So first step is we're going to plan our technology. When we are planning technology initiatives, it's crucial that we consider various factors that can impact our success. But one of the most important is to keep in mind and keep things in a line with a school district's goal and objectives. The technology should serve as a means to achieve the goals, enhance the programs, and should not be pursued just for implementing technology. To determine a school district's technology needs, it's important that you assess the current technology infrastructure and identify any areas that may require improvement or upgrading. This may include evaluating hardware, software, networks, the availability of high-speed internet. It's important to consider the technology needs of the students, the teachers, and the staff, and identify any specific tools or resources that can enhance the learning and instruction process. When selecting technology solutions for a school district, it's important to follow best practices to ensure that the technology investments made are effective and aligned with the district's goals. One of the first steps is to involve key stakeholders like teachers, students, parents, IT staff in this decision-making process to ensure that the technology meets their needs and is a feasible plan for implementation. The district could conduct a comprehensive need assessment so that they could work with and identify, but again, including those people like classroom teachers and CTE stakeholders within the district, along with your IT professionals. So when it's time to come and implement something like augmented reality or virtual reality opportunities in a CTE classroom, you have to make sure that you're planning carefully and execution has to go smoothly for everyone to feel successful. You have to establish a clear implementation plan that outlines goals, timelines, roles, responsibilities, and resources that are going to be needed. It's important to involve all the stakeholders with this planning and this implementation so that you can ensure buy-in and collaboration. In considering new technology, you also have to make sure that you understand how to safeguard that technology, and that is critical when you're dealing with students so that you can ensure data privacy and security. Things like strong passwords, educating staff and students on safe online practices such as not sharing passwords or being cautious about phishing scams. These are all very important, along with things like firewalls and antivirus software to prevent malware attacks. It's also crucial that you are regularly updating software and patches to ensure that the technology is protected from vulnerabilities. Also, you need to think about physical security. So things like VR devices, they need to be locked. there needs to be secured checkout processes so that you can prevent theft and damage to the equipment. And finally, you need to make sure that you have a plan in place for successfully backing up any of the students' work, any of the software to prevent failures and loss of information. Ongoing maintenance and supporting this newly implemented technology in the school district is crucial to ensure its longevity and its effectiveness. So one way is to maybe identify a dedicated support team that can continue to manage just this item of virtual and augmented reality for your CTE team. They have a clear understanding of what the technology is able to do and are able to work closely with those who are actually utilizing the platforms, the VR and AR platforms. Then it's time to train. You're going to have to train your teachers on this newly implemented software or this new implemented technology so that they are buying into it as well as effectively using it in their classrooms. So a great practice is comprehensive training. You may have to involve your vendor to come out and provide that initial training, but they're going to need to know exactly how to use the software and the virtual reality devices so that they can make sure that it works for their classroom and they're getting the most out of the product and the applications that are offered. Finally, you're going to make sure that teachers are prepared to integrate that software and those applications into their CTE classrooms. This is going to enhance that learning experience, give those students that opportunity for hands-on activity with these VR and AR applications. So you've got to make sure that teachers are implementing it with fidelity inside of their classrooms and that key holders, key people in the process are following up to make sure that those things are happening. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.